Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I am Mike, and I just got done seeing Abigail at the movie theater, and man, Universal has done it again. It's a special talent that they have. Like, it's one thing to watch a trailer for a movie and be like, I feel like they showed too much in that. It's a whole different ball game to get out of the movie theater and go, they showed even more than I thought they did. This will be a spoiler-free review if you have watched the trailer. If you've not seen the trailer, that should not be. If you have not seen the trailer, that should not be. I recommend you don't watch this any further and you just go watch the movie. And I'll say that it's good and you should go see it. Don't listen to anything that you've heard about anything, because it's the less you see, the better for this, for sure. Because I can only imagine going in it and going forward, if you've seen the trailer, then you're safe to say. I won't talk about the spoilers for the movie, but just the trailer. Anyways, I'm a huge Radio Silence guy. I love the shit biscuits out of Ready or Not, and I love what they did with the Scream franchise. I think that they're great directors, and I get excited every time they have a new project. And this is no different as far as that regard goes. This movie's funny. It's very much a smortion of both what they did with Scream and with Ready or Not. As far as a great cast, really funny people, entertaining people, loud, bombastic gore moments, messy as hell as far as like the effects and stuff like that, almost Evil Dead-ish. I'm not saying like in like the gnarly, like torturous ways. It's not quite Fede Alvarez, but just in the same fun way that they did gore in the Scream movies, the two recent ones, and also in Ready or Not. Blood everywhere. And it gave me a good memory when I was a kid, actually. I was watching this at the end of watching the original Scream as a kid with my grandma, and I remember she said, I don't remember if she watched the movie or she just came in at the end, and you would think that people would have a certain response to seeing that, and all she did was go, well, someone's going to get AIDS with all that blood going around. That's where your head is right now with all this stuff. She's worried about people getting sick after the fact, which, this is one of those movies where so much shit happens to so many different characters. You're like, oh man, if you do get out of this, you're going to need a shower. Wait, when did you shower, by the way? But the movie's got a great cast. If you don't know, Melissa Barrera's good in the movie. I love Kevin Durant so much, and he gets to show off how funny and talented he is in this movie. He's probably the funniest part of the movie for sure. I loved his character a lot. Dan Stevens, I hope this will teach more people, not the people who watch hopefully people won't look at him and think about, oh yeah, that shitty discount Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, the way that they treated his character in the Godzilla vs. Kong movie, but people who saw him in movies like The Guest and some of the amazing performances that Dan Stevens does. The man is a chameleon. He's an actor in every sense of the word. The casting was just awesome, man. The casting was over the top awesome. Catherine Newton was amazing. She is just everything she does. She's just a goddamn delight to watch. And I can't wait to see what the future of her career is as well. But I love the cast. They casted the shit out of this movie. The gore was great. The pacing was pretty good. It had so many. I felt like I was watching a movie by the guys who made the recent Scream movies, just like with the needlepoint drops and stuff like that. It's all there. And in the same vein, and what's weird that I'm not seeing people discuss is it had some of the same writing pratfalls that Scream 6 had in it. There are certain things that happen in this movie when they get to the final act of the movie, which I loved, and I can overlook them just like I can in those movies. But it feels like other people weren't overlooking them, and now it feels like they are. But that's just my personal perspective. Things that would happen, like character things that don't make sense. At the end of the movie, in the final act, things are happening that they said could not happen. Or it falls into that trap that other movies do, where you really hype this thing up to be super unstoppable, and you show how unstoppable it is, and it's super scary, and what are they going to do? How are they going to get out of it? That's part of the fun. Oh my God, I can't see a way they can get out of this. This villain is so formidable. But then at the end of the movie comes, and they're like, well, we got to wrap this shit up. So let's just pretend that they're actually not that powerful so we can get out of here. And it kind of felt a little bit rushed in that way. But it still lands the point for sure. I still walked out of this movie going, it's probably my third favorite of those four movies. As much as it reminds me of Scream 5, Scream 6, and Ready or Not, it's probably my fourth favorite of them. But that's in no way a knock on the movie. It's still a great movie. It's a great movie to go see in the theater with an audience. I only have like 4 people in my theater, thank God, because I'd rather have it that way personally. But because you never know what you're going to get. You're going to get some fucking asshole talking the entire time or playing on their phone or eating popcorn loudly. But I bet with the right audience, this is just a blast. And I think that's the thing that happens with... I went into this with a huge grain of salt because I'm seeing everybody being like, oh, it's the greatest horror movie of the year. There's no doubt about it. It's going to blow your dick off, man. And whenever I hear that stuff, I always take it feels like we are like the last people on earth to see this movie. It feels like everybody in the fucking world watched this a week ago, right? But if you're just watching it in theaters, and I always take those things carefully because you do have a portion of people who just go out and they're like, oh, they let me in this fucking screening. I'm going to get my name on the poster somehow. I'm going to say the perfect shit. Those people exist with everything though. And I understand the portion of this next portion I'm gonna talk about, because when you're at a festival or you're at a film screening or an early screening, the buzz is there, the excitement, especially if you're at like a premiere or a festival and stuff like that, and everybody's really excited, and everyone in that audience are hardcore movie fans. If you're in one of those events, most likely, and you're appreciating the same things, and it gives you a little bit of a buzz that can make watching a movie make the movie feel better than the movie actually will be upon repeat viewings. And I'm not even talking shit about people who have that reaction, because I've fallen it to myself, having been in a couple of those. So I get that. I do. It's not a blame game. I just always look at this and go, everybody who's seen this loves this. What's wrong with it? And that's exactly how I kind of went into this. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff I feel like they're letting go with this movie that they haven't let go with other movies, or don't let go with other movies. I think that the movie could have had 15 minutes taken off of it quite easily. I think there's way too much exposition dumping. There's way too much talking and explaining, and it's sort of very simple stuff that's actually going on that we're overcomplicating. And mainly, Universal fucked this movie in the butthole by doing what they did with that trailer. I could not help but sit and watch this movie and imagine, damn, had I not seen that in the trailer, this would have been a really cool moment in the movie. But instead, it feels like as charismatic as the cast is, and as and by the way, Radio Silence directed the shit tits out of this. I mean, there's certain shots where like blood will hit the camera, it'll be at a certain angle. It's just fucking cool, man. It's just really fucking cool, especially the third sequence of the movie. I loved how they did that stuff, and their music drops, and the cinematography and all. They directed the flying fuck shit out of this. But the first 20 minutes, as charismatic as everybody is, like I said, the first act of the film, they're setting up stuff that's not being set up poorly. It's just that I saw all this in the trailer, so I'm just kind of sitting there like, all right, I'm just waiting to get to something I don't know yet, you know? And that kind of, I feel like that took away from the experience for sure. Obviously, the twist about the girl being a vampire, had you not known going in, it would have been a fucking kick in the nutsack, kind of like Dusk Till Dawn, like, you know, when you didn't know that was going to happen. It could have felt, probably not that strong, but it could have felt like something like that, and it would have really added to the movie. And they just really fuck shit this one. They fuck that. I don't know why Universal does that with their movies. Anyways, that's aside from the point. Can't really blame the movie itself for that. I just think that it's going to be a far better experience for people who do not know that going in, for sure. I liked the movie a lot. I enjoyed it. It's gonna be high in my list at the my ranking of the movies at the end of the year. And imperfect but fun, and something they do a really great job of making these movies that you can watch, you know, that over and over again, that are just rewatchable. And there's just some really cool shit in there. There's moments specifically that remind me kind of like the coolness of the end of the original Blade, where Steven Dorff is like full on vampire and they're fighting. There's some characters in this that have that kind of like edge to them, and it was just fun. But it is very, very verbally and written funny, and by charismatic actors. They know exactly how to drop those lines at the right time, and the jokes come at the right time. It doesn't feel like too much. It's actually it's the pool of the movie for the first half and probably 70% of the movie. When the horror does kick in the last act, it's the kind of horror that's like, I'm gonna throw some fucking blood in your face, bitch! The shit falling off the ceiling, kind of like fun experience, fucking ride on a roller coaster type of horror. Not so much the scary type stuff, but I don't think anybody was going into this to be scared either. But again, I think they could have simplified it a little bit, and I think what they should have done with Abigail specifically is not have her talk so much and say so much. I think they could have made her creepier and scarier. I do like that some of the characters are really gray morally, so like they're really likable, but then they'll go to do some horrible shit, and you're like, wait a second, that's fucked up. I like that kind of like we're talking to adults, we're making a movie for adults, kind of deeper characters. It's hard to call them deeper because everybody's so kind of wacky a little bit, but I think you'll know what I mean if you see the movie. I'm going to give Abigail an 8.5 out of 10. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It is not without its imperfections. And could it have been a 10? Yeah. I mean, it could have been an 11. It could have been an absolute holy shit, spread your butt cheeks classic. And I think it's just at the end of the day, it's a really good movie. And that's okay. That's okay. Just some fine tuning and stuff. And fuck you, Universal, for what you do with your trailer department. I love your fucking faces. And make sure if you're not subscribed, because like half of you are not actually subscribed. And I forget to too. There's people that I like to watch. I forget to click the button. But if you don't click the button, I'm not going to be able to eat Taco Bell tonight. I'm going to have to eat. There's nothing cheaper than fucking Taco Bell, is there?
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit. Wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover. Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you want to know about the darkness?
I said, God damn. God damn you, faggot!
Halloween never ends, suck my fucking dick, and I don't really care what Blumhouse fucking says. Put him in a box, or suck a fucking cock. You can say he's dead, but we all know he's not, yeah. So let's go trick-or-treating, let's go fucking drinking, let's all go rent Pumpkinhead on VHS.